Joel, what are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing, Travis? I'm standing on my head.
Is that good for you?
I'm a little dizzy, but I wanted to see how long I could go.
Well, don't let me stop you. I'm going to listen to the kids' corner.
And I'm gonna pass out.
Hello? Is anyone in here?
Hi, Sage. I'm over here.
Oh, yeah. What's with the rake?
It's what I use to make my fun squiggly patterns in my rock garden.
You have a garden for rocks?
Sure. It's a thing here in Japan. It helps with our serenity.
You have serenity?
You'd be surprised what I have.
Besides a screw loose?
You're trying to provoke me into unsereneness. It will not work.
Don't let me disturb you. It'll be nice to have quiet around here for a change.
I agree. For too long, I have let emotion and passion lead me whichever way they called. No more! I shall be unmoved like a stone in a turbulent sea, a mighty tree in a tempest, a fortress in the midst of conflict.
Is that Flynn? It looks like he's found a rabbit.
So it does.
Here they come. Oof. Ivy, I'm sorry about your serenity. At least you can still rake it back together. I mean, it'll still take a lot of work to throw out all the different colored pebbles, but maybe if we work together, we could... Why didn't we just listen to the radio instead?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Hello? Anyone home? Lionel?
He's out back, Miss Diane.
Oh, thank you. What's going on in here?
Just plotting my revenge.
Well, looks to me you're picking up... What are these? Beans?
Well, they aren't cantaloupes.
Ivy, calm down. You'll have to forgive my sister. She's having a trying morning.
I'm assuming these beans have something to do with that?
Yeah, we had a bit of a unforeseen event that ruined a project.
It wasn't a project. It was a masterpiece. It was a beam mosaic on a poster board depicting a lush Japanese landscape with a castle in the distance. It was something that I've been working on for months and that won second place at the art fair at school. And now all it is a mangled mess and a hill of beans in the carpet.
Dare I ask what happened?
Flynn got a little excited when we got here and was jumping around and
destroyed it.
Oh no.
That's why Mr. Jacobs is out back. He's putting Flynn out there so he doesn't wreck it even more.
That's probably a good decision. May I help with the cleanup?
Yeah, thanks.
So, this is going to take a while. Can we listen to the radio while we work?
I'll start it up.
That looks to be the last of the beans.
Nope. One more.
Oh.
2 more.
Maybe I spoke too soon.
I have the feeling you'll be finding beans for a while, Lionel.
I think you're right. I'm very sorry that Flynn wrecked your artwork, Ivy. If I can make things right, I will. But I know that you're pretty proud of it, and I know that it's not something that I can fix. So all I can do is ask for your forgiveness.
I know you're sorry, Mr. Jacobs. And I know Flynn didn't mean to. Yeah, it's not your fault. Maybe I shouldn't have brought my mosaic over. It's my fault. I'm the dumb one.
That's not true, Ivy. You're not dumb.
Thanks, Sage, but I am. Would a smart person make such a huge mistake?
You're not dumb.
All right, everyone calm down. Nobody's dumb here. There's just a lot of emotions going on right now, and they are making it hard to think right now.
Great. So now I'm emotional.
I would hope you'd be. If you weren't, I'd be pretty concerned.
Wait, you want her to be emotional, Mr. Jacobs?
Well, I'd prefer she didn't have a reason to be upset, and I don't think she should be blaming herself for this accident. But being angry and sad when bad things happen are part of how God made us.
That's right. After all, God himself gets upset when bad things happen too.
God gets upset?
Sure he does. Genesis 6:6, Mark 3:5, and Psalm 7 verse 11 are just some of the verses where we see God getting emotional about bad things.
But at the same time, he isn't quick to get angry. He is also patient, So patient, in fact, that in 2 Peter 3, when his followers saw the evil in the world, they asked why God wasn't doing anything about it. God tells them that he doesn't let his emotions make his decisions. Instead, he waits to give people a chance to stop sinning and turn to him.
Well, I'm glad God is patient.
Me too. And because he's patient, he wants us to be patient too. James 1, Ecclesiastes 7:9, and Psalm 37:8 all tell us to avoid getting angry because anger often leads to foolish and bad behavior.
Yeah, I know when Flynn wrecked my mosaic, I really wanted to do some pretty bad stuff. But I guess I knew that in the end, that it wouldn't fix anything and I just needed to calm down.
That was very wise of you.
Thanks, Miss Diane. I try.
Sometimes.
Well, it's not always easy to be wise, especially when we're bent out of shape. Thankfully, God helps us if we let him.
Good, because most of the time I need the help.
We all do, Sage. And with his help, we can work through things in a peaceful manner.
Well, I can't say I'm done being angry at Flynn, but I am feeling a bit better.
Would listening to the radio some more help, Ivy?
I don't know, but it's worth a shot.
I think that's everything I need from you, Lionel. Is there anything you need from me before the board meeting next weekend?
Not that I can think of, Diane. But I'll text you if anything comes to mind.
Sounds good.
Mr. Jacobs, could I ask you something about what we've been talking about this morning?
Sure, Sage. What's on your mind?
Well, we've been talking about how much God wants us to control ourselves and not let our anger make us do stuff that is wrong. But if anger is bad for us, why did God give it to us to begin with?
Yeah, it seems like emotions are just a pain. Why bother with them in the first place?
I see your point. And you know, you're right.
We are?
Sure. Things that cause a lot of trouble are probably not worth keeping around. That's why I've decided to sell Flynn.
What? You can't be serious. Why would you sell your dog?
I think it's pretty clear. He destroyed Ivy's project, he cost money to feed and take to the vet, and I've lost count of the times I've had to deal with the problems that I wouldn't have without a dog.
Yeah, but he's Flynn. He's not a bad dog. He just gets excited from time to time. He is soft and cuddly, and he's smart and friendly.
Yeah, but that's because I've trained him to be a good dog. Don't you think it would be easier if I just didn't have a dog to begin with?
No!
Lionel, stop teasing them.
You mean he's not being serious?
No, I'm not being serious. The point I'm making is, like Flynn, our emotions are not bad things. Sure, they may be a bother from time to time, but they're also very useful. They help us know when something is bad or good. They keep us from repeating mistakes, and they help us know what's really going on in our hearts.
Going on in our hearts?
Sure, if we get angry over things that make God angry, like injustice or cruelty towards others, this shows that we share his concerns. But if we are angered because we don't get what we want, or someone else does, it shows that we care a lot about ourselves, and not necessarily what God tells us to care about.
Kind of like in the story of Cain and Abel.
I've heard that story, I think. Didn't Cain kill Abel?
That's right. But it wasn't just because he felt like killing somebody that day. Genesis 4 tells us that Cain and Abel were brothers, and when it came to giving God gifts, God liked Abel's offering but not Cain's, which made Cain angry.
And that's why he killed his brother?
Not quite. God asked him to think about why he was so angry. It wasn't that God was being unfair. God would have accepted Cain's offering too if he did the right thing. But Cain's anger showed deep inside he was only looking out for himself. And when Abel got something that he didn't, this selfishness turned into anger, where if he was really concerned about what God thought of him, he instead would have been sad and asked God to forgive him.
So it was selfishness that made him kill his brother, not anger.
Anger had a part to play for sure, but it wasn't the main reason. Cain had greed and jealousy in his heart, which led to anger, which led to violence.
Yeah, I think the thing with anger is it's an emotion that makes you do things. And that doesn't always mean it's a bad thing. If you're angry because someone is hurting someone else, anger makes you do what you can to stop them. It just takes wisdom to make sure you are angry and doing things for the right reason.
And when you're angry, it's pretty hard to tell the difference.
Does the Bible have anything else to say about being angry? I might want to look it up when we get home. Or maybe listen to it online while I redo my mosaic.
It has a whole lot more to say, and I suggest starting with Ephesians 4.
I'll do that. Thanks. Come on, Sage. I've got some work to do.
Oh, don't forget your beans.
Oh, right.
See you guys later. I'll turn off the radio too.
Thanks.